Joker here with a deck profile for Premium. This is one of the decks I've been working on for a while, and I would guess without further ado, I shall introduce you to my Granblue deck. Obviously it's gonna play Ganache as the starter. Why not? You need a lot of counter charging. So, especially with how my deck runs, it's constantly flipping everything face down, so he is big help. So, that's what my starter is. For my trigger lineup, it's going to be 4 of the standard heal triggers, obviously. Extra power for early game. It's 4 of the V crits that have 15k shield. And the G crits as well of Rough Shoes Banshees, just to get extra draws. I play 2 of the draw trigger PGs because sometimes I need it, sometimes I don't. But if I do need it, it's there. The one-ofs for my trigger lineup are Performing Zombie for that early game mill, and Mick the Ghosty. Stands are still a thing. Why not have them? And he recycles himself in. For a non-trigger grade Xeno, we have Chappie the Ghosty. He does the same thing as the deck needs. Throw something from your deck into the grave. For grade 1s, I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for it, but I play 2 Skeleton Sharpshooter. This card, I relied on him a couple of times just to help me get more cards in my drop zone, especially if I don't have the resources right away, especially if I'm going for, say, Ultimate Stride. Why not? With Megiddo. And I can't really get everything out. I have this guy to help me mill. So that's the only reason why he's at 2. Then we have Dandy Guy. He's another 2-of in my deck because I don't really want to see him as often, but I still want to see him. He's pretty much a standard staple for any Granblue deck. Either at 2 or 4, he's still very good. The grade 1 PG, Gus Jin. He's just another PG. I prefer the grade 1 version over the draw one most of the time, because one, I don't draw all I need, because I want everything in the grave, so he's very helpful for me. Again, at 2, we have Ripple Banshee. Fun to use. I don't play her at 4 for many reasons. It's because she's more likely going to get milled before I actually do anything with her. But that's where she's supposed to be. And I can just constantly keep recycling her each time she goes to the grave. That's why she's only at 2. I play 3 Stride Enablers. It might go down to 2, but it's just a standard thing for a Granblue deck in order to stride if you don't got the Progenitor Dragon in. And then we have Norman the Ghosty. Once again, he just puts stuff from my deck into the grave. And he gets 10k. We love power in this deck. Grade 2 wise, we play 3 Rune Shades. Rune Shade is love in this deck. If you don't get Rune Shade, there's a percentage you won't get anything you need to your grave with how this deck is set up. If you get 3 Rune Shades and you can go whatever first or second, use them when you can. Because this deck is going to mill so much as it is. More power, more love for this deck. One Boom Boom Man, aka Skeleton Cannoneer. I still play him, but I don't really play him as much anymore. He's just there, just in case I need him. He also requires a counterblast. I play 2 Greed Shade. He makes my plays happen when I have hardly anything to use. That's just about it for him. We can't forget the big plays in the deck, which are the Pirate Swordman Columbard. He pretty much does what you want him to do. He brings out another card if he's boosted, so you're going to bring out your Skeleton Dragon, which is going to be omega powerful by the time you get to use him. Especially when you do the Megiddo turn. You have him and a Greed One in the background, and you just have the skeletons everywhere. One goes away, you bring it right back. For a counterblast, of course. Then we have Captain Night Mist. He will be replaced for something once something better comes out for him, but I prefer to use Night Mist when I have a lot of cards that I can use for my field at the time. So anything that gives me pluses, I will find a way to bring them out with this card. My grade 3 lineup is kind of surprising. Most people will play, I forgot his name now. What is his name again?
Cocytus.
Thank you. I play only 2 Cocytus. He's not the star of my deck. He's just there. He's there to be, oh, I don't have a G-Zone anymore. Okay, ride Cocytus. Big numbers. That's about it. Then we play 1 Bassie, because why not? Bassie still is good to an extent, especially if you don't have a G-Zone. 3 Skeletal Dragons. The best friends of the deck. I don't play 4 anymore because of the fact that I've noticed that he got very, very clunky. I'd rather see him in the grave than in my hand. So he got put down to 3. But what did happen was we got Master Swordman Nightstorm. He is the grade 3 I ride into the most. He not only allows you to mill, he has both rearguard and vanguard effects. This card has actually helped me out in a lot of matches where I thought that I wouldn't be able to get my dragons off or anything. So he gives himself power, and when it attacks a vanguard, if your drop zone has 10 or more, counterblast and draw a card. So it's literally more draw power. You also got to remember that this deck will deck itself out if you're not careful, as any Granblue deck. For the strides, it's very awkward. I don't play the mate for a Ganache because he's just going to get flipped up. Why am I going to use Ganache when he doesn't really do much for the deck? So he only gets played at 1 just to be flipped up. So say he's like a Sea Breeze, but not a Sea Breeze. He's just something to flip. We play 3 Cream Puffs, the higher DD pretty much of the deck. He says I'm going to the deck and I'm taking stuff out that I want in the grave as soon as possible. As Rinku in the back is yawning.
I apologize.
He's tired. I just got off of work as well. And he also gives power. Power is the best in this deck. When you're in a bind, trust in Night Rose. She makes things happen. That's all I could say about her. Before the new Stride came out, I used Night Rose a lot So she has a permanent place in my Granblue deck no matter what happens. So that's why she's still at 4. My very, very awkward choice for this deck, 4 Negro Songers. On my last Bushiroad event, I went Negro Songer, made my dragon even more powerful. So it's best to be prepared than not. And at most times, I'm overly prepared. So it's better be good and ready than not at all. I only play 3 G-Guards in the deck. I play Deep Corpse Dragon, more milling. Negro mode, big power. And of course, Negro Nora. Because why not get a PG and use it from the grave? And then of course, we have Megiddo, which makes this deck stupid. We all know what Megiddo does, and it just says, I'm gonna just be right here, and you're just gonna deal with my dragons constantly. I can't tell you how many times Rinku has beaten me half to death with the card, and pretty much I learned how to play this deck my way by learning how to play his way. As he raises his eyebrows behind me.
Yeah, I usually go first. She attacks me at G-Guard twice and then Ultima.
Yeah, so...
I mean, not Ultima. Megiddo. Well, I have Ultima on the ring.
So, that is my really awkward Granblue deck that I actually enjoy playing for fun. I cannot say that it would do good in a tournament setting, but it is good to play against your friends. If you want to make them mad, play my version. Very soon, Rinko, I am tired. Rinko will be uploading his standard profile of whatever he's going to be doing.
It's a surprise.
Apparently it's a surprise. I don't even know about it. So, hope to see you guys soon. See ya!